podcast where we bring you the news and reviews we care about.
And this season, we're playing through one game at a time with our official video game book club.
Whether you're the type 200% every side quest,
or you're just here for the vibes and the story.
Easy mode or expert, you belong here. We're so glad you're here, and we hope that you like little tiny bookshops. That's not in the name, but I wanted to say it.
So grab your snacks, grab your tea, and we'll break it down one level or one book at a time.
I got coffee.
That fits the vibe too. That does fit the vibe. I'm feeling very cozy. I've got my candle. I showed you guys before we started. Jerica, you might not have been here, but this is my candle. My Bath and Body Works pumpkin pancakes candle.
What?
Very excited.
Does it actually smell like a pancake? I feel like maple syrup has to be involved for me to even know it smells like a pancake. Or does it just smell like a pumpkin?
That's what it is. Oh, wait, no, it's not pumpkin. I forgot. This one's pumpkin bourbon, actually. That kind of fits.
Well, regardless, even from the logo, I wouldn't have known that either. So you could have just kept going with pumpkin pancake.
Yeah, I mean, that was an option. That's why I was like, that's why I had that in my brain, because it was, in fact, one of the options there. But it does smell like you can smell the syrup-y smell. It's like sweet, but also like pumpkin-y, like pumpkin spicy. So
for the listeners, she was holding up a candle with a scary skull with wings on it, but it's a pumpkin bourbon candle.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you,
also
our closed captioner.
Pumpkin, that's hard to say. Pumpkin pancake, pumpkin PP. Pumpkin pancake was my name in high school, or my nickname in high school. That's the joke I was trying to make, but I couldn't even just say it quickly.
Interesting. I was getting there, but
I'm Jerica, one of the hosts here at this lovely podcast establishment.
Yes, and AKA Pumpkin Pancake. And I'm Kayla, AKA Apple. What's the pumpkin? Apple fritter is my.
It's got to start with an A though. Pumpkin pancake, apple. What's a word? What's the other A words? Apple.
I don't know a lot of dessert names.
You know what came to my head first? Apple Animorph.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Books? Mention Animorphs is in Tiny Bookshop. I've seen it. There really is. But I'm very excited today to talk about. I can't believe Jerica presented this idea and let me just have this moment to talk about books about games. Two of my favorite games about books.
All the above.
There's both that exist, and I am going to talk a lot about other games, some other games that have books in them, but really just today we're going to talk about Tiny Bookshop, give you our review, mostly spoiler free, I guess. There's going to be some story beat spoilers for sure, but Jerica and I have not fully rolled credits, but we have a lot of details to discuss, and so some of this story we will be talking about today. But before we get too deep into things, welcome back, producer Josh, High Score Weekly, who is back.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
You know what?
Yes.
Because we talked about it a little bit publicly more. This is really funny for the listeners of the JK Games podcast. A very unique situation happened 2 weeks ago, which is, we were here, we're talking. I'm producing the show, meaning really the stream's running on my end of things hardware wise. And suddenly, this just happens sometimes, but the hospital called us that my wife needed to get to the hospital to receive a human organ. So I almost interrupted the show to tell everyone, but I thought it would just completely derail things, which, it might have. I did tell them in the little headpiece ear. But basically I had to leave because my wife got a kidney transplant. So it's crazy.
Kidneys!
She's been on the list, and it just happens. It's kind of like when I never had that experience. We had children, and it never was like the movies where my water broke and I got to go. We got to rush to the hospital. I never had that experience because every time she would have her weekly appointment when you're really pregnant, and eventually they would just be like, well, I think you should have the baby now. And it was she would call me and be like, hey, I think we're going to have they're going to induce or whatever. You know, it was very like
That
almost
sounds
planned.
scarier. Kind
Yeah, it
of.
was
I
never
don't
like the
know.
movies are like, come on, we gotta go. But this was, and I was streaming with you guys. You know, we're over here, and she comes in like, we gotta go. I got a kidney to go
Got a
get.
kidney. We gotta go get it.
So, yes, thank you to the extended JK games community, and glad to be back
Yeah, everything
with a kidney, an
I'm
extra
assuming
organ.
everything's going well. Everyone's healthy and happy.
It's going well. Yeah, we were
Good.
in the hospital a little longer, which is why we did that little video activity last week.
We did, yes.
But things are good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Should definitely
Thanks for the update.
check out last week's episode on the video activity because it was just a full production and just reminded me of Blue's Clues. Like Josh was in a scene in Tiny Bookshop and we played a game where the birds make sounds and we have to guess what song it is, and I suck at it. But luckily a lot of people in chat, including Cog, which I believe conspiracy theory.
No, I didn't tell him.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I filmed that in the hospital.
Suspicious.
It was very awkward. I made my wife, she's in the hospital bed. I was like, oh, this is going to be awkward because I didn't want to go outside the room. So I was like, can you put on headphones or something? You know, it was so embarrassing. I don't like people
so
like
funny.
watch me be weird, even though I can do it
right
live.
now.
Yeah, I know I can do it live. It's different. I know, but in the same room is like, you know, I don't. Well, you're sitting near Audrey, I guess, right?
She's in the living room with
But
her
she
headphones
usually
on.
has headphones on, yeah. And then
I have to scream at her.
and then sometimes Hunter has headphones or something on too, right?
Yeah, but I agree. I understand. It's different when it's live and like you're having an actual conversation versus like when you're kind of scripted in a way.
Yeah, and then you have to repeat the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
for sure.
Audrey told me if she heard Sword of the Sea, me sing Sword of the Sea one more time, she might kill me in the game.
Oh yeah, because you guys did like a scripted, like kind of like and
I had to edit.
review.
I edited a little bit of it before I gave it to Josh.
And I edited the same
she
thing.
heard
That's
that
so stuck in my head too.
Yep.
Because
Sword of the Sea.
It was catchy. It worked.
Catchy.
Okay, sorry to derail us.
No, it's okay. This is the update that we needed to give. And Heroic Headgear, welcome in the chat. I think Peachwag was in here earlier. Welcome to you both. Today, like we mentioned, we're going to be talking about Tiny Bookshop, but we're also going to be opening the conversation just about management, cozy type games just in general. But before we do that, just a quick loadout to get us the ball rolling, remind you where to go for all the things. If your audio listeners, I'm moving my glasses up and down because this is the vibe today. Be sure to check out our merch. If you don't already have merch, you should get merch so you can be cool like us.
Yo, I'm cooking up two things that's going to be really dope. Video Game Book Club shirt and Backlog of Doom shirt is coming soon. And it's going to look so freaking cool.
Oh, we got fans of Backlog of Doom in the Discord. So
I got my
I can't
own
wait.
design work and Backlog of Doom thing right now. And it's going to look pretty. I'm pretty proud of what I got so far. Y'all haven't seen anything. No one has. It's a mystery.
No.
But it's coming soon.
Oh, I'm very excited to see that. So you'll just have to go to jkgamespodcast.com to get a little preview of what's there now. And then who knows what'll be there next week, or who's to say? Which, if you don't already join the Discord, you should be in there to have discussion like we're going to have today, where we talk about what are y'all's favorite cozy and management type games, which if you didn't answer in the Discord, please feel free to go ahead and sound off in the chat. Like our friend Game Over Cholo, who just resubscribed. Shout out to Game Over Cholo.
Cholo.
Hola, are we talking?
Cholo. Sorry. Just wanted to sing and do something extra for him.
Oh, yeah. We're supposed to, what was it? Luann's not out quite yet.
No.
Is she? She's not here. No. But Tildy might be out.
Watch out. They're everywhere. They're looking for us. Snooping.
Hola, are we talking the bookshop that happened to be tiny? Yes, we are. We are talking that. But yeah, also a couple of things coming up. We're giving a little tease to stay till the end where we reveal some upcoming plans. We got 2 games in the pipeline to be our next video game book club. This is the last conclusion of Tiny Bookshop. But if you want more content, you can also check out the stream that I did, which is up on our YouTube, where I play the game and then I take a little drinky drink every time I happen upon a book that I have read. It's pretty fun, and we get a little wine tipsy by the end. So, Game Over Cholo said, "Oh, Luann had drinks last time." Very interesting. But yeah, so that's our little loadout, our housekeeping. Jerica will be on Drop In, Drop Out this Thursday discussing, what is it you're discussing again, Jerica? I
We're
forget.
talking the Curbs. We're talking Kirby. If you didn't know who the Curbs is, we're
Yeah.
talking Kirby's on Switch 2, updated baby, and there's some DLC, Magic Crystal something, I don't know.
Nice.
And Metal Gear Solid, which I'm really Delta comes out. I pre-ordered, so I get to play it 11 o'clock. Ooh, tonight's Monday, so I can't wait to get into the weeds with the folks over there about those two games. And then there's another Gears of War game that I'm not too hot on, but I won't be
discussing it.
Somebody will talk about it.
All the new things. We'll definitely check that out on Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. I had to think about that for a second. Jerica, we have a question this week for the Discord and for the listeners. Would you like to go over that today?
Yes, I would love to. And I forgot we put it at the end, but we're moving it to the top. Okay.
We're going to break out today. We don't have the game for you today, but don't worry. We still got a little icebreaker we're going to start off the conversation with.
And I asked everybody, everywhere, Discord, socials, you name it. If you're following us, you can be a part of it. But what cozy or management game has been your favorite and why?
Good question. Good question.
Do you want to responded this week? Who we have? We have
a couple. I want to be selfish and have one of mine go first, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can I steal the show?
Steal the show. It's all yours.
Just one that I wanted to mention before we dive in.
I see where you're going with this.
Is Dave the Diver, because I don't think we can talk about management games without talking about Dave the Diver. And I know, Jerica, you're a huge fan as well, right?
Yes, huge.
You're actually the one who got me on this game, I think.
Game's a slippery slope.
It is. And I think that this, to me, encapsulates the perfect, management game, in my opinion. There's so much to do. There's so many things that you can get into that you don't necessarily have to get into. You have a story that you're following. You have lots of different things that you can explore. There's so many different biomes and areas that you can go through. There's many, many different mechanics in this game. So to me, and it also has that cozy feeling, that amazing soundtrack. And a little bit of action in the way that you collect the fish, because essentially the whole thing, if you have lived under a rock and not seen what Dave the Diver is, basically you fish in the ocean and you use that fish at your sushi restaurant at night, and you get different recipes. You can have your own staff. You can decorate your restaurant. You can do research and unlock different things with the restaurant. There's drinks you can make. There's a farm that you can eventually have. So many different things in that game. So to me, that is my one of my favorite cozy management games. So yes. Okay. Technical difficulties as we go back, but Jerica, did you have one, or do you want to read one of the? Should we read the listeners' response?
I won't take away. Seriously though, Dave the Diver is probably up there, and I think of Stardew Valley, which I know it's a little bit of everything, but in the same vein of just tending to crops, making money. Stardew Valley is also one of those. I think I have more hours in Stardew Valley still than I do in Dave the Diver, so that's saying something. But Dave the Diver it might be close. I don't know.
Oh my god,
I have a question about Dave the Diver.
Yes.
Because you've been trying to get me to play this for a little bit.
Yes. I think
you haven't played it?
No, not yet.
What?
Yeah, you would love it.
As this B-roll was playing, why is there a man with a body pillow? An anime body pillow?
You're going to have to find out. That's the charm
of the trailer.
Game, Josh.
Oh, yeah. Josh, yeah.
I was like, wait, I thought this is...
Don't look up at it. Don't see.
Okay,
yeah, well. I hate that you've already seen this.
Okay,
the game is just one of those special things that keeps you on your toes. Just the fact there's a sushi shop is obviously a semi-surprise, but there's so much character interaction and just off the wall storylines that just blend so well. You're in for a treat.
I'm sold.
Game.
That's a double recommendation.
I mean, just the sheer fact of the music, Josh, since that's like your specialty.
I have listened
like
to
you
some of the
need
music separately.
I don't like that you listen to the music
Well,
before you play
you
the
know.
game, but I understand because that's like your thing and you review the music. But anyways,
Shoot,
I
Dave
feel
the
like
Diver can be next week, Josh. I'm just saying. You know, just saying.
Oh,
We'll see.
I've been needing an
there's
excuse
DLC
to get
coming out.
back.
Yeah, I've never
Um,
finished it. It's so long.
I
There's
hope
so
it
much.
never ends, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where are other ones?
Oh, I can read if you would like.
I've
Let's
lost
see.
them. You're
No,
gonna
it's okay.
have to.
I moved it. I moved it while you were in the.
Oh, look at you. I found him. I found him. Matt from RI said Lake, which I played that. It's actually pretty dang good. Not too shabby. Fallout 4, the settlement building.
Yeah, Fallout 4 is a good one. Yeah, for sure.
What else we got?
We have P-Schwag who said, I think mine may be Spiritfarer. But Tiny Bookshop is probably top 3, to be honest. Spiritfarer's incredible style and the tear your heart out, stomp on it story. S-tier soundtrack for me, unbeatable combo. I started Spiritfarer, but I didn't get very far. I don't know why. I think like something else was just going on, so I didn't get to like commit to it fully. But that's a really good one. And the last one that we had submitted was from Heroic Headgear, who's currently in the chat. So thank you for being here. Said, does Zoo Tycoon count?
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. I love those games. I haven't played one in a while, but like, I'm just so glad this type of genre exists. These games rock. You know, once in a while, you just, even if you don't think you're in the mood, just sit down and force yourself to play. And God, it alleviates so much stress. It's so nice.
I agree. And I think that that's a good way to like continue the conversation, which we will discuss more later, which is just like the idea of like a management game and the crossover between like management, like style games and the cozy game. I feel like that's a very like popular trend right now that people are doing with their games. And I am all for it. And I think there's like a recipe to it in a way that we'll touch on as we like dive deeper into the game later on in the episode. But like, I think that this game has the sauce for sure. Other games that I wanted to mention before we move on that I love that are in the management realm, and I would say in the cozy realm too, is the 2 Point games, 2 Point Campus, 2 Point Hospital, and 2 Point Museum, which came out this year, is my favorite of the 3. And the elements to this one are very deep and vast as well. Like there's so much to it. It has so much charm. This one doesn't necessarily have a story element to it, which you don't have to have like a successful cozy management game. I think you have to have like some level of investment in the like long-term ability of what's going on to not lose that like the captivation of like people like just in the task itself, but like something carrying you on to finish. But I loved 2 Point Museum this year. You run your own museum and you have different types of museums with different decorations. You go on expeditions to get certain things. Honestly, I need to get back to this one because they actually had already like DLC release. That's like a fantasy pack, which is really cool. But yeah, couldn't recommend those games enough. They're super goofy. I believe they're on PC and Xbox Game Pass, I think. So you should definitely check it out if you haven't already. I think, Jerica, you've played, I think, one of those, right? I think you played 2 Point Campus.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played the museum one yet, though. And I want to get to it eventually. I got to try it.
They're so cute. But yeah, Zoo Tycoon definitely counts because I think that's like one of the OG. Like you're running a zoo. I think like when I think management game, I think you're running something. You're participating in some sort of like running a farm, running a store, running a restaurant, like something like that, or like managing something of some sort. So that's what I think makes it up personally. Anything else you wanted to add of like your favorites, Jerica?
You know, surprising. I picked up one of the I said I put it in the chat. The boys are back in town. Look at them.
Hi, welcome in.
Respawn Aim Fire. Hello.
Come get cozy.
Yes. I want to say, what does Kayla normally say?
What did I
say?
Said
a viable.
That was
that more.
That was right.
Edgy.
Something about Dolly Parton
cool.
babies.
A file me baby.
That's unrelated. That's a side.
I downloaded. What's the Jurassic Park management?
Oh,
There's a few different
Evolution.
ones.
Jurassic
It's like-
World Evolution.
That's it.
Jurassic World Evolution. Yeah.
The
the
most
new
recent one. I know a
Mhm.
new one's about to come out, I feel like, but I played, it was on sale on Steam, so I like picked it up because I wanted to play something different. Just one day I played for like an hour and that was
Yeah.
really fun.
I was gonna
And I
pop
like
in and
dinosaurs. It
chime
was
in with that
cool.
one. I didn't respond because I was like, well, I'm just gonna like poop, like poop. But Jurassic World Evolution is great. I'm glad you liked it because it has actually like it doesn't have to be like a scary dinosaur kind of thing. Not that it's like scary, but you know what I mean? It's not like a disaster like they're getting out all the time. They do get out sometimes, but it's fun because you get to like send your little park rangers to catch them, and it's non-lethal. You tranquilize them and like pick them up and like bring them back to their enclosure. So it's really fun sometimes like tracking them back down, like, oh no, this
Yeah.
dude got out, and you gotta put him back in there. But it's kind of similar to 2 Point Museum because you gotta like research fossils to get enough DNA to like build the dinosaurs too. So it's actually really cool like elements to it. And you can do all the
Nice.
fun theme park things like make little paths and little rides and amenities for the
best.
guests. It's really cool actually.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
You get the best of both. Sorry. Well, great, y'all. We're going to talk more about management stuff later. But before we do that,
Manage me, baby. Sorry, I had
Manage
to
me.
urge. I told you I had coffee, Kayla.
I want
just-
someone to manage me.
Manage me.
Jerica, speaking of games,
Video games, you say?
yes, not
You're speaking
books,
my
but
language.
games. Is there anything new you've been playing this week? Let's go ahead and dive into our easy mode where we talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing, what we've been seeing, what we've been tasting. Who knows? Honestly,
Oh.
it's a mixed bag here, to be honest. But anything fresh on your radar? I know you talked about some new releases you have that you're gonna be playing, but anything else you've picked up recently you wanted to share?
I just want to say this.
Oh.
I don't know how the internet's going to take it. I don't know how
Uh-oh.
y'all are going to take it. I have so many other games to play. I do. I still need to beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes, you
But
did.
God,
chunk.
you know what I'm thinking about right now? And wish I could just play this until I just wish I could go on vacation and just play Hollow Knight.
Whoa!
What has happened to me? Oh my God. Alrighty. I finally sat down. It was the other morning. Me and
Sheesh.
Audrey had a free morning, and I love to play a video game in front of her. I do. I enjoy it because she likes to watch and then critique if it seems fun or not. And both of us got really invested in the loop
Wow.
of Hollow Knight. You know, not even a loop. It's just the world. I always thought this game was going to be too hard for me. And it might get to that point, but I was able to take down a couple new bosses, side bosses. I'm zipping and stabbing away with my little pin or whatever, the little knife that guy's got. And
Mhm.
this game's fun.
Ooh.
And I mean, I played Ori, like as far as like all the Metrovania games, whatever, you know, I don't know where this falls in. Is this the goal? Is this the one that's on the pedestal that why everyone talks about it?
I mean, I would
you-
assume Metroid is the reason why.
Metroid. Oh yeah, it's Cog here. Watch out. He'll
Here.
say that. But anyways,
Summoned.
Ori is one of the first games and only games I've ever played in this genre that I've really latched onto, and I beat the first one. But
This-
now that I
This one
just
caught on
finally-
because it was just like the right time, and it's one of these like medium budget indie games where it was so like comprehensive, and people who like Metroidvania games, which of course, you know, the genre is like kind of Metroid and Castlevania elements smushed together, meaning there's like a lot of backtracking, so unlocking abilities or gaining skills that let you go back to other areas that you couldn't access before. And then the little badge system, which you probably noticed, right? People really like that too, like where you can kind of
So that's
augment your
unique.
character.
yeah.
And you see a lot of games now that do that. I mean, I don't think they invented it, but with that genre, it kind of added like a little bit of a roguish element to it, a little bit. Not so random, but you know what I mean, like modifiers, that modifier kind of thing. Customizable gameplay.
Oh fuck, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm in love with this
it.
game. I'm gonna play as much of it as I can before Silksong comes out because I want to talk about Silksong now. Even though I'm not like I'm not the true fan. I get it. I feel bad that people have had to wait for so long, but it seems like they were just having fun making this game and making it the best it could be for Silksong. So I'm gonna dip my toes in when that comes out too. So
Nice.
I'm a fan.
Oh, what's your favorite thing about it? Like, what is it that's hooking you? Is it just the vibes, or like
the fact? I think it's just the fact that it is hard, but I'm able to do it, and I'm learning the moves. I like, for some reason, I'm eager for the challenge. And the world's just really easy to get lost in. It's the characters you're sort of interacting with. It's an interesting environment, and it just looks all like hand drawn, like really well illustrated. It looks like it came out of like a cool, edgy children's book, in my opinion.
I would agree. Yeah, it's kind of Tim Burton, like adjacent kind of feeling in a way. I started it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was for me, but I couldn't sink my teeth into it. It's hard. Necessarily.
It's hard. You got to stick with it and just practice. But once you get used to the controls, it's not too bad. It's fun.
Who knows? Might have to revisit. I have it downloaded somewhere. Anything else you wanted to mention that you've been playing? Or has that been your main obsession?
I just have to wait like a week to play the next Hollow Knight game now. Look at me. That's the best time to get into games, Kayla, just like you with The Last of Us. Hop in right before the new one's about to come out.
Yeah, that's the Kayla way, I say. You might be behind at the time. You might be behind in the moment, but it really serves you well when you get to the end.
It's very nice.
A lot of people do that with books. Speaking of books, they don't read the books until the series is done. Or
that's
about
tough
to be done.
For me. I mean, it depends on like when I catch wind of it, like if it's something that like if it's something that I'm already committed to, like I can't do that. I do that with shows kind of though, like when there's something new, if it's like super hyped, sometimes I'll wait because I like to binge a good show. But I'm not very good at binging games. So that's a little bit harder for me. But one other thing that I started playing, a new one, which before I get to that, we have some fun chatters. Hello, welcome in Unique Technique. Welcome in Blaster Goblin. Don't worry, favorite chatters here, he said. Self-proclaimed. I'm just kidding. And Coal Mine said, boo tomato, Jerica, at your Hollow Knight. Tomato.
Say that again. What do you say?
Coal Mine said tomato, boo at you for Hollow Knight.
Good. I'm glad it's making people want to throw vegetables at me. Good.
I have been playing a new game that just released a few days ago called Herdling on Nintendo Switch. And I've been enjoying it. I haven't gotten super far into it. I forgot to give Josh the B-roll, so now he's like, where's the B-roll? But it is from the developer Okamotive. I don't know if they have made anything else, but they are an indie studio. They made one other game called Far Changing Tides, which I actually think I've heard of. But I will say, while I do like this conceptually, like essentially you are guiding this herd of like mysterious looking creatures. And you go through this like journey across this beautiful landscape through the mountains, and it's like some different cool like fantasy elements. And you can name them your little herd people, and you have to like gain their trust, and it's cute. The controls, I've named them after book characters.
I would go down the realm of like Titty, Bob, same thing as the horses and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Which in our Discord we've kind of discussed, which again, if you haven't joined the Discord, you should join the Discord. It's very fun in there. We have talked about the controls are a little weird with this one. It is like it kind of feels like an over the shoulder, but like from a distance a little bit. Like it's like you're behind the character, but you're kind of to the side and you're like pretty far away from the character. It feels a little wonky. Like I think you can get used to it the more you play, but like you're guiding these animals and you're literally like a shepherd. You're having to like stand behind the little animals and point them the direction you want them to go. So there's some like interesting controls at play here, which I think like it might be able to like grow on me for sure. It's $20 on Switch. You can also play it on Steam, but it's a cute game, and I think I'll definitely go back to it. And I've also been chipping away slowly at Donkey Kong Bonanza because I would really like to finish that before the end of the year.
Can I tell you something about herdling?
Yes, please.
as a professional herder, so let me tell you the story. Yesterday, the cows got out. You know, we got some cows
Oh,
around here. We got some
nice.
horses, some donkeys. Oh, they all ran out. I'm just down here past the window. I see a horse run past. That's not supposed to happen. See a cow
Oh
run
no.
past. Let me tell you something. Herding things, herding, not fun. It's not fun in real life.
Mm,
Not fun. You know,
that's why you
they're
gotta
Blaster
get a
you're trying
dog.
Goblin
to because you're
actually
it's
asked.
stressful.
Blaster Goblin asked, "How similar is it to the
Ah,
cow herding in Red
well,
Dead
I'll tell
Redemption?"
you how similar it is into real life. Stressful because you're trying to get them somewhere and they're not listening to you. They're going over here, stop and eat the grass over here. The horses are just like, yeah, I'm not listening to you. They're going over here, and so then you're just trying to like she said, the controls in real life are hard too because you're trying to get behind them. You're trying to get them to the right place. So yeah,
They might be onto something then.
yeah,
Hey, maybe it's
maybe it's accurate.
IRL herding. Yeah. Game Over Trello said I loved Super Metroid. Kind of going back to the previous conversation. I was whelmed by Metroid Fusion. Did not like a lot of things of Metroid Dread, but pushing through. Cog was summoned. Wow, look at that.
No, I knew it. I knew just the words Metroid would do it. It's
Yeah.
like it's not even like a GD, it's worse. You just say Metroid and he was under my desk, but I actually kicked him out. Now he's in the chat. Damn it.
Oh my gosh. Well, and then we briefly were gonna talk about anything else on your did anything get put on your backlog, Jerica, between last week and this week? Anything worth noting? We talked about a couple things last week, new release wise. Anything else sniffing out?
I'm not gonna, I'm still chipping away at Tears of the Kingdom. Fine.
Yeah.
Twitch at this channel when I continue. Apparently, well, shout out to Trav Man. If here's this helped me out a ton when I was playing the other night, and I will say this: without them, I wouldn't have made progress. It also,
Oh yeah,
between him and Jordan, also just determined I need 2 more episodes. If I play for about this, I got about 4 hours. 4
nice.
hours left. I thought I was at the very end. I thought like, okay, one night and I'm done. That's it. So stay tuned. I'll update everybody when I continue my in-game Tears of the Kingdom stream. We're getting the ending, bitches. We're doing it. We're finding Zelda. Well, actually, I sort of know where she's at now. Sort of messed up what's happened, but you'll see when you get there. I don't want to spoil Josh, so.
Yeah. Jerica, you can now find that stream, at least the part 1 of the ending, on our YouTube too. And Jerica's thumbnails, guys, they're unmatched. They truly are. You really need to go see it for yourself. It's really good. She's a professional.
Thanks.
And I will. Oh, one thing we didn't talk about, but we can direct you to where we talked more about it. We both played Sword of the Sea. That just released recently as well. If you want to go see a spoiler-free review and also a spoiler cast, check out Drop In, Drop Out on all socials. You can go and find that there. But I think it's time for us to dive in a little bit, Jerica, into our normal mode, setting the stage. Let's go ahead and dive in to some of our thoughts. This is only our episode 2. This is a shorter one. We took on the big undertaking of Tears of the Kingdom last week, but this is only episode 2, which we're going to stop it here. But Jerica, what did you expect? You picked this game for us.
I did.
So where did you see it? And like, what were your expectations as like somebody that we've talked about last week? You don't read and I do. Like, what were you thinking this was going to be like for you?
So like, it was during some conference stream, somebody's showcase, and I just remember seeing it like showcased, and I was like, that looks cute. That's a neat concept. And probably like the last other, like something that came to mind. I mean, we referenced a lot of other games earlier that are fun management type style games, but I also thought of I almost said Spiritfarer, but we've already talked about that one. But Moonlighter, and I love that game too. I just love selling things in my shop. It's fun in a game. It's really satisfying. I mean, I was this little kid. When I was a little kid, like me, baby goo goo gaga Jerica, in the kitchen, in my grandmother's kitchen, I would make food and make drinks and like pretend to sell it. I mean, I think every child or any of us can say at some point when they were a kid, they loved selling things. There's a gamified thing about it. And to have all my, my past life, like hours in retail, shout out to anybody that's ever worked at Best Buy. It's not actually fun. Just saying.
It's not.
But it's so fascinating that those mechanics can translate so well to video games. And it's just because you just like seeing happy customers. You like to make money. If there's things that you can buy in the game to upgrade your shop, you want to do it. And Moonlighter is a special game because it's 2 games in one, because you are going into a dungeon and getting all these, valuables and selling in your shop during the day, and you set the prices. I love those types of games. So when I saw there was a bookstore game, I was like, this needs to be a whole episode, because I think this might be Kayla's game of the year, just for obvious reasons. So and the art style is good. It looks like there's a concept here, and we'll talk about it later, that might really be super fun.
Yeah. That's interesting that you say that, because I was almost hesitant. I talked about this last week, but just to touch on it again, I was a little concerned that this wouldn't be a game with enough substance to talk about on our show, because when we've talked about, again, this is only our second game in Video Game Book Club, but when we started to talk about it, I was I feel I want something that we can all talk about, and that we can all contribute to. I feel this isn't going to be that big of a deal. It's just a game about running a bookstore. But I was wrong. And it's so much more in depth. There's so many different things. It's so much longer than I originally thought. And a lot of, I have a bookstagram. I talk about books online as well, separate from gaming. And something I'm always looking for is games where books exist in the game. And there's an element of bookishness to the gaming elements. And there's not a ton out there. There's definitely some. I would say that this one, what really surprised me so much is that all of these books are real books. And there is so much to the recommendation aspect of it. So I would say my biggest surprise, diving into this for the first time, was how realistic it felt. The recommendation aspect and the bookish elements, how truly real it felt, I guess, to me was my biggest surprise.
It's evident that book lovers, true book knowers, made this game.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder. I didn't do a ton of research into the making of this game. I know that it's very clear that they spent a lot of time on it. It makes me, one thing I wanted to compare it to, and not to say this game is a bad game, but for example, there's a game that came out earlier this year called Bookbound, where you run a cozy bookshop, and it's a simulation game. You decorate, you pick out the books, you sell them, you make money. But it feels a little bit disconnected from the actual book aspects. So I think it's very interesting that it's really fun. It's more pixel art focused.
It sounds this game maybe that you're talking about, but you said Bookbound.
Yeah.
Maybe the issue with this concept, because I feel I'm surprised there hasn't been more bookstore games. It just seems like there's a sim for every type of situation. But I think for this to work, and while we'll get to it later with Tiny Bookshop, but I think the focus is different here because it's not about the bookshop. It's about the books, and it's about the characters. Yeah. And I think that's maybe why it's hitting so hard, and why it's so much fun.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, and I think that's cool because you can make a sim about anything, but you can tell if it's made by someone that really loves this activity, whatever we're doing here. And you can tell a difference when it's just maybe not a cash grab. That's a rude way of putting it. But let's just make this sim game and add these elements to it, copy paste. It won't work.
For sure. And I think that's not the vibe that I got immediately, because I saw that it was getting good reviews and good publicity, and also it was on the Wholesome Games Direct, which for the most part
You've been burned before.
been
Your books
burned
have been
before.
burned before.
I have, and like I was trying to find like examples. Like there is some books in Wanderstop that released earlier this year, and a lot of times it's like fake books that don't really have like. And I'm sure we talked about last week too. Like the licensing has some aspect of it.
Yeah.
Game Over Chillo mentioned Tiny Bookshop makes me want to start a food truck business.
Yo, thought about that
I
myself. Food truck. Any other small truck ventures can I make? Can I sell
yeah.
things out of my tiny truck?
Can I get an 18-wheeler? You know, let's get one in here. But yeah, so that was my kind of like first thought was like, you know, is this just going to be like a lackluster sim that you throw books at it and you kind of like try to attract that type of gamer, and that's really like where it ends. And boy, was I incorrect, which I'm so happy that I was incorrect. And I think that you can tell like by my stream that I did like last week, if you watch the VOD on that, like genuinely how well run is the diversity of books that are in here too. Like there's a lot of books from like many different people from many walks of life that represent many different like I mean there's books with disabilities like ever present. There's books about like, you know, racism and politics, and
They freaking
like,
have a book that I have, like Lesbian's Guide to Loneliness, and I was like,
yeah.
wow. It's a good one.
Yeah. I think that like it's really well done how many different topics that they touch on like in different ways throughout the book, and all age ranges, like what's appropriate for some people and what's not for others. Like I think that that's I mean that's getting a little into the weeds. Don't mean to jump ahead, but like yeah, I'm very much impressed. Heroic Headgear said sequel incoming, tiny blockbuster video.
Oh my God. I would love to sell old movies, VHS tapes to people that have never used a VHS tape. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree. But
Vintage video game sim. Let's go.
Ooh, that would be really cool. Honestly, you could easily replace this concept with video games and it would be like just as captivating to me, because like I think that the whole thing of it all is like what I love doing more than anything. Oh, look at our return friend in Ladder 83 from the other night that was on your Zelda stream.
Hold on.
Yes.
Pump the brakes.
Yes.
Were you the person that recommended Super Troopers to me, or said there was a Super Troopers 3 coming out? I just need to get a response from that. If they were, if they won't. Here, regardless, I'm going to just little segue for just a second. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go to the movie theater occasionally. Like me and Audrey have been trying to watch Sinners for months. We actually started last night, believe it or not. But I was just really tired that night, and I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, hey, there was this new person in the chat, and they were talking about something, and then they just randomly said Super Troopers 3 is coming out. And I was like, I've never seen the first one. What is it? And my girlfriend was like, you've never seen Super Troopers? And so we sat down and like looked the whole movie in one sitting, and I'm easily amused. So I had a great time. It's a little dated in some points, but funny movie. So thank you for the suggestion, because it made me watch that one that night, and it was a good brain off exercise.
Speaking of personalized recommendations.
There you go. You didn't even have to, you sold me. There's a third one coming out, so I watched it.
That's like the tiny blockbuster just happened right there.
Yeah, literally it just happened.
Magic.
Amazing.
That is incredible.
They said now watch Super Troopers 2.
It's on the list. Okay. You don't have to tell me twice. I was sold.
Give it a review. But I think that's one thing that's really, you know, you can get here at JK Games. If you pop in and you tell us you want us to watch something, there you go. Oh, Cognitive Clips gifted a sub to End Ladder. Welcoming in the community. How nice. Wow. We all love each other here. I could ramble for hours and hours about Tiny Bookshop. So Jerica so kindly has outlined a discussion for us for our expert mode. Jerica, take it away. What do we want to start out with here with this discussion? Rein me in. Rein me
Listen,
in.
I like to start off when I'm going to rearrange one thing. So
Yeah.
disregard the number one. We'll do that next. But I actually want to put, based on how our conversation is going, let's talk about gameplay and systems.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk story and characters. Because specifically, like gameplay, like we talked a little bit earlier, just a minute ago, like, hey, what makes this game stand apart from other bookstore games and other sims like this, right? And it's really like how in depth they're going with the books and the recommendations. But yeah, in terms of like the management mechanics, like keeping up with your little shop, decorating the loop. What is the loop? So what is fun about this game to you, Kayla? I'll let you start.
That's such a good
question. What's the thing that gives you the most joy when playing this game? What's fun about it?
To me, there's a lot of things, but when we talk about like the mechanics in particular, like the loop, what keeps me engaged is the recommendations and the satisfaction of getting that like perfect little like the little like thing, that the little sound that they play, because your character walks in and not every character needs help. You can have the characters browse and you can ignore them and not help them. But they're browsing, they're buying books, and I think it is really interesting. I'm about 14 hours into the game. I'm on autumn, year 1, day 22. So I'm like kind of close to the winter season. And I just now really started playing around with the odds and the chances of selling the genres that you need. So like you get your books, you have to buy the books, and I also like buying books and finding like fun new ones.
I'm only waiting when they're on sale. Because I'm trying to save money to buy stuff at the flea market on Saturdays. Yeah. I need furniture. I need more shelves for my books. So I'm just trying to find. I could afford a little basket for like 7 more books. So I was like, I need it. I can't afford a bookshelf. I don't know about your tiny bookshop. Mine only has 1 shelf. You see that behind Kayla? I only have 1 of those. I have not been able to get anything else except a basket.
That's what I have too. I only have the 1 shelf and a little basket. That's what I have.
So like in the newspaper, I'm only buying, you get like 3 or 4 things, like boxes of books that people are selling. And I always buy the cheapest and what's on sale.
Yeah, I do too. But it is fun, like reading their little descriptions, because I try to have a good stock of all the genres and like available, because
you gotta know your inventory.
Yes, absolutely. Very important. And I think like you asked like what keeps me engaged and like doing that. It's having, I don't ever want to not have a book for someone, and I want it to make sense. I spend a lot of time on my recommendations, and having that successful one and having them bring it up later is like, oh
shit.
Whoa.
I haven't had that happen yet. That's so cool. That happens.
It does. Yeah. So especially the main characters. So you have like a set list of main characters. That's I think really who it would only happen with. And they will bring up like, oh, I already finished that one that you gave me. I want something like that one. And they'll say like the book that you gave them and be like, I want a recommendation like this. I already finished it. And that like satisfaction is really cool to me. Like I really like that. And you can uncover different nuggets about them and their life and like what they're looking for that isn't necessarily in the question they're asking. And maybe it like hits with them and you give it to them and they're like, oh, I didn't even think I would like this kind of book. So that to me, that loop is what's really satisfying, because it's not always the obvious choice of like what they're looking for. Sometimes you really have to like dig deeper. And another thing that I find interesting is like some of the books will fit into multiple genres, which is realistic. Like a lot of books don't just like, this is just a fantasy book or this is just a crime book. Like there's a lot of overlap. And so I like kind of trying to push outside the boundaries of like what the recommendation would be, and trying to reach like around and see like, oh, let me see if like this would fit what they wanted still. So that's like one of the things. And I do love the decorating as well. Like I do love having to set the like scene for what you're going for. Right now mine's very like Halloween themed, and you can buy like the spooky decorations, which is always fun. And what I do like about that additionally is it's not just for cutesy value. It has a purpose. Like
It's got perks.
yeah,
Like it
it's got
influences like
perks.
what kind of books you sell and like how much, and also can deter things too. I don't know if you got to this part. There was no one's gotten murdered in my playthrough, but there was a murder weapon. And I put it I put it in my shop. Like I put the knife with the blood like in the shop. And like it scared people, but it helped them, it encouraged them to buy crime books. So I put that shit in there. I was like, yep, I'll just put that item up on my wall.
Yeah. Jerica, oh my God, Jake twitching, get out of here.
Yeah.
Multiple genres like high fantasy and smut. Yeah. Exactly.
This is there's an upgrade for the back room with the curtains, adults only. I have that in my tiny bookshop. Just kidding, that's not in the game. But that would be hilarious.
Jerica, Campo63 asked, what's the thing that butters your biscuit the most?
Oh God.
So take it away. What's keeping you looped in with the mechanics?
I think I'm on the same I have the same sentiment as you, just really like making sure I have all the books for people. Like I hate when I run out of a certain genre, when someone that I like having conversations with comes in, someone important that I like talking to, and I can't recommend the book to them. Like I don't have something, and it really sucks. But yeah, just like I do like the aspect of making money in the game, and it's fun to like, use the right decorative items, knowing the weather conditions and who likes to shop where. Like there's a little science to, we'll get into the story in a little bit in a moment, but there's a reason you have a tiny bookshop. It's connected to a car, and you get to wheel it around wherever you like. So there's multiple places you can set up shop for the day. And you gotta, based on if you're like me, sort of broke, can't even afford another bookshelf, you got to be smart with where you're going. And the further locations cost more money. So like just managing my money and like planning ahead. Funny enough, I do more management in these games than I do in my real life. What's wrong with me? But it's fun. It's a fun little loop that you find yourself in. So you're selling the right books, you're making money. Then you can go to those distant places to set up shop. You can make it to the flea market on Saturdays to buy the basket for more books to have in your shop. And it's a good time. Like the concept of wheeling the little bookshop around on your trailer. It's like little portable. You've been to like Lowe's and whatever, those portable, like a storage unit. What?
Yeah. Oh, Storage Wars. Jerica, do you watch Storage Wars?
I haven't watched it in a long time, but I would love to be on that show and pick one. Like I would love to try.
They have a game. It's an app called Storage Wars. And
I was about to say, if there's not a game for that, then they're really missing out. I could get into that too.
It's good.
You're just like pulling this thing that you look like little shed. You're pulling a portable store anywhere. So like, I want to know how many more locations pop up, because like it seems to be like as I'm progressing, there's more and more scenarios in the story. There's more and more locations. And I can't wait to see what other things I can use to upgrade my shop. It's going to be really neat.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And I think it's pretty limitless right now with where it can go.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I know we talked about mechanics and everything. Do we want to talk about story next?
Yeah.
Potentially?
There's a reason why you have, I don't know the reasons yet because I'm not that far in, but I know the main character, which is us, pulls a little bookstore around. Seems like they left town. But if you got more insight into that, Kayla, are they right? Like I got the typewriter. I've written a few pages.
Okay.
That's all I know. I'm like, my character got away from town for some reason.
Yeah. So you've gotten the typewriter. Are you okay with like some
I don't
teeny...
mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Eventually your typewriter, and here's the thing, Jerica and it could be different for different people. Like I do think like certain things are optional. Like Jerica probably could have gone this whole time without the typewriter, which would be interesting because it does reveal to you that essentially like, and I have a suspicion. I think that I think we identify as a man. I think.
Okay.
And I think that, like, the main character, not us, me and Jericho.
Not in real life, yeah.
You, no, I'm just kidding.
We like men sometimes. Josh.
Josh, why is the only man that's allowed here?
The man's
Hey.
there he is. See, don't we love men and horses
Hey.
at this show?
It's okay. I don't like men that much.
I think that we are, though, because I in one of the voice lines with one of the characters, there is someone talking to you that says he, like, referencing you. And I should have taken a picture of it. I clicked past it too quickly. But anyways, not really important to the story. I just thought it was interesting because you are kind of a faceless protagonist in a way.
Yeah,
because
so you don't know if, like, do you get to create some of these background stories for this character? Like, do you have any say in any of that? So you really don't have any options, which makes you believe, like, this person might not have, you don't know who they are, who you're playing. But we've identified possibly a male character that has left home for some reason.
I need to look it up. I'm scared to look it up because I don't want to fully spoil myself. If anybody in the chat has gotten further than us, like, I know P-Swag is on, I believe, on year 2.
Yeah, I want to know, do you get more information on this character?
Well, one thing just I want to bring up real quick is that I noticed that some of the both male and female seeming NPCs kind of were both maybe hitting on my character a little bit.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
That kind of threw me off too, because I just figured maybe they didn't specify for the player character, because, like, it seems like things could go either way with the NPCs anyway. So
I could be also misinterpreting, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a crockpot, like, theory. And I will say, so I want to talk about characters too, but before we end on
you just said crockpot theory.
I know, I meant to say crockpot.
It is here, so
I wanted to leave it, actually.
Okay.
Because I thought it was funny. But so basically you're this the person that wants to be an author, and you get to write your debut novel. I wrote my debut novel, Jerica. I got to write it. Yes, but then my typewriter broke. And so I have my typewriter in my inventory, but it's broken and I can't use it anymore. And I have my like manuscript in my inventory. And I kind of got to, like, you get to these options to be very existential, like, and doom and gloom. And when you're writing your manuscript, or you can be a little bit more, like, positive leaning. And there are some things as you go throughout that you get some dialogue choices for. Jerica, did you get the dog? Did you adopt the dog?
No, I keep trying to feed the dog that's at one of the, whatever the first area is with all the fishermen, right? So there's, like, cute little dog. No, so I don't have the dog, but I did show up on, just a random side note, I showed up on their fish market day. And I wasn't invited, and they got real pissed off at me trying to sell books. And I went and talked to the sailor that talks to me every day that I'm there. But if you show up on the day they're trying to sell fish, he went, I don't want to talk to you. And I was like, bitch, okay, I'll take my ass back over here and sell my books. They were so mad that I was there.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because there are certain things, because I'm actually still pretty ambiguous as to, like, how you beat the game. But I think that you probably have to unlock all the areas, which we'll talk later when we talk about, like, the atmosphere and, like, the map and stuff, about, like, how many areas we have unlocked. But you also have, so in your journal, which the journal is really cool. I love that when you're in the journal and you flip the pages, it sounds like a real book, like you're flipping through the journal. And you have, like, a newspaper that you can go into, but the journal keeps track of all of your characters. And each character has their own set of, like, memories that you can unlock that are kind of like different quests for the characters. If you don't complete some of those quests, you don't get access to certain things. So you can go to the fish market eventually. You just have to appease, like, certain things that either the characters are asking for, or that the, like, map stamps are needing. So you have in your in your journal, you have the locations, and you unlock different stamps within those locations to complete the quest, essentially. And the different people can show up at the different places and you get certain things. But all that to say that you can eventually go to the fish market if you complete a specific quest for Walt. And you can adopt the dog if you feed the dog.
Shut up.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I got to name the dog, and you only get certain options to name them. I did it on stream with everyone. But yes, that's another aspect of it that's pretty cool. But as far as the story, I do wish there was a little bit more going on. That, like, I do like that the kind of like undertones of what's happening, it's a little bit ambiguous, but I do kind of wish there was a more compelling narrative there. I don't think there's anything wrong with what exists. I do think there is a good bit that exists amongst the characters, which I think is coming out a little bit more. I do think that the main character, the protagonist, does have some things where they're trying to make it as a writer. Some of the dialogue between you as the main character and Harper, the child character, is really wholesome, like super wholesome. Harper is wanting to become an artist or become a writer as well, which is really sweet. And so some of the dialogue between you and her is really
that
cute.
Like the small child that like only reads very smart people books?
Yes.
I was really impressed with the books she wanted, because I was like, I feel like you need to be in college or a scientist to read this, but they're so excited about getting this book. And I was like, fine, here you go.
Yeah. You were trying to give him like a kid's book. I was doing the same thing. Like, I was like, oh, you want to read Where the Wild Things Are, huh?
No,
they're like, no, I don't read philosophy.
Wikipedia with everything that starts with A, you know, really dry.
Yeah. And I love that all of the bookstores, or all of the books, like, and the recommendations are also different. Like, I very rarely have one person asking for like the same thing the last person asked for. Like, it's always like some variation of like what they're looking for. Sometimes they're very specific.
And like, spot on. Really. And I'm like, I appreciate your specificness. I might be able to find it now. I have found that I am I have a really hard time finding books that are plays. I have a tough time with that every time, which is really strange. Like, I think I should know lots of plays, but I'm confused if it was a book or a movie or play, you know? And I'm like, well, not a book, because they are books, but they're like, I want this kind of book and it must be from the stage. And I'm like, I know it's a movie, but is it also a play? I don't know. Struggling
some
with
of
that.
them tell you in the description, but some of them don't. And that's like kind of interesting too. Like, I do think you could play this game with no prior knowledge, but it does help to have like some like book knowledge, but I struggle with those too. I also tend to not put a ton of classics in my inventory. Like, when I'm out
crammed full of classics.
Are you?
All the old ladies at the the shop area, Tilda and her buddies, like, Tilda's ready to throw every bitch in this town under the bus. She might be the one that used that knife on something. She didn't kill a human. She killed something though.
That's so funny.
And I told her I'd keep her secret. So, like, what do you think about Tilda? Is that her name, right? It's Tilda.
It's Tildy.
Tildy, like the first one you meet, the first little lady you meet in the town.
Well, I like her. I think she's misunderstood.
I like her. No. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm like, this dirty old bitch is ready to get somebody. She will ditch you. She's telling me all the gossip. She knows, she's in the know. I've learned that she's had a bookshop here and she's closing down to retire. So like, we're pretty much picking up where she left off. So she's been really accommodating to me. Yeah. But she's also told me things that I can't tell anybody else, or I'm afraid she might murder me. So
we found something cool about that on Kayla's stream of this, which is because this might be obvious to some people, but it wasn't obvious to us. So when you're recommending the books, some of them have this like little sticker on it. And I was like, what does that sticker even mean? I thought maybe it was just like local books, but it's her books that you get from her closed down bookshop. They're like marked with her like little shop sticker. So I like those little details. It's cool. Too. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And you do kind of inherit some of her books, like Josh mentioned. And I think that it's interesting because her kind of storyline at this point for me with her, she's getting her hip replaced. She told me she's getting her hip replaced.
Full circle with this woman. Okay.
Yep.
She's starting to complain about it in my playthrough. She's like, oh, arthritis and something with her hip. Yeah.
Yep, it's happening. And I think that she's kind of like in a way living a little vicariously through you in this town, I think.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Is what it seems like to me. Like you show up and it's like a big deal because it's like a small town. So like you're like the spectacle. And I do like that in the beginning, they do ask you like when you're giving your news interview in the paper, to Fern, who is the reporter in the town. I like Fern. Fern's fun. Fern is very nervous.
Some of this.
Ooh, really? I don't think that for me. That's interesting.
Mine too. That's one of my biggest. Every single time Fern shows up.
Oh
no!
Like, hey, they're all nervous. They're like, would you? They're like real, like stumbling over their words. Like,
interesting.
They're yeah.
You know who has the hots for me? Anne. Anne has the hots for me. Anne is the plant lady.
Oh yeah, her too.
Anne has the hots for me.
I was confusing her with someone else. My bad. Oh yeah, the plant lady's cool. I like plant lady.
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah. Okay, Jerica, what's your favorite character? Like, who are you the most intrigued by? Who do you feel like you have the best interactions with? Like, who do you get the best recommendations for?
I think it's Tildy, right? I keep calling her Tilda. I like her.
No, Tildy. It's Tildy. Tildy.
And can I give a quick spoiler?
Oh, yeah.
I think y'all are probably past it. It's not a big deal to y'all. Y'all, at some point, you go to this market and it's got one of those balloon machines that's doing all this. There's like a sale, and like you see it one day, and then the next time you go there, there's like a do not enter, like caution tape, like police blocked off situation around this deflated balloon guy. And you've learned through what's his face, Josh, the guy that I think also really likes.
I always say Lucas,
Fern.
but
Fern.
You're talking about Fern. Okay, the newspaper person.
Fern is like, we gotta report on this. Someone has stabbed the balloon machine man. Someone in this town.
This didn't happen to me.
We gotta find the murder weapon. Okay,
but you have it though.
I'm gonna keep going down this rabbit hole here with y'all. So it seems like there's multiple choose your own adventure situations in this game. So I'm on the hunt, and then I'm clicking on stuff. There's some trash cans in this area, so I clicked on the trash can and knocks it over, and a bloody knife comes out of it. But I don't think it's blood. I think it's just red because the little balloon man was red.
So you put it as a decoration instead of giving it to them.
Yeah, help me sell the crime books. So, but because I put it in the shop, I was able, because I also did it to be strategic too, because I'm like, whoever's knife this is, maybe they'll see it on the wall and have a reaction to it. So I go to another spot, and someone's like, oh, how did my knife get here? There's another older woman from the city, right? She was like, yes, Miriam. Mm-hmm. You said yes. Her and Tildy are a little they're close. They just been in the town for so long.
They're close. Apparently, but it's like there's a competition there.
There's something. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But Tildy apparently got this knife from her and stabbed the balloon machine because she's mad at the market for basically ruining her business because they're selling stuff cheaper and they're making it harder for mom and pop shops to survive in the town. Basically just wanting to shove it to Walmart and say, get the fuck out. So she stabbed this machine, this inflatable with the knife, and she told me not to tell no one. And I had a choice. I could go to Fern and he could report on it, or I take it to the grave. And I pull a Tommy and say, Tildy, I'm taking it to the grave. I promise. So yeah.
Wait, that did not happen to me.
That didn't happen for me.
Hold on. What's the guy's name that works at that mart?
Oh, the
Klaus.
Okay, is it Klaus? I always say Lucas. Yeah.
He's my special friend.
Yeah, me too.
He's cool.
So I don't know if this happened to you. Your story just reminded me, because now I guess everyone gets different stories. One thing that happened, he was like really feeling really dejected about like working there because of what you're saying. Like they're so corporate, and like he's in this cool punk band, and like he's like alt, and his bandmates are like giving him a hard time about like working for this company that's like so like terrible or whatever. And I told him to sell out. I said, you know what? You just gotta make, your friends don't make any money. They're just in a band. You're making money. You just need to sell out. And literally one of the options was sell out. And I told him to sell out. And he was like, you know what? You're right. I can still make money and not be like totally into capitalism and everything. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I can still be a part of the system without being a part of the problem. So I thought that
Wow.
was
I think
interesting.
I told him to pursue his dreams.
I told him to sell out.
But I think this kind of led a little bit into the like atmosphere and the locations kind of discussion because
Yeah.
I love the music also, like atmospherically. Like I think that
Mm.
the music's for the different areas. I love the sounds, like the ocean sounds near the beach, like the bird sounds and the like just the ambiance to me is like very cozy. Like I love everything about it. I love the music when you go into the recommendation.
Yes. It's very nice. It's just like it's just it might be so good. This game might be so fun and chill, but just enough to where I'm not and it's gonna sound really bad, but I got really relaxed and sleepy earlier. Like
Yeah.
but I was still engaged, but I was so
Yeah.
relaxed. And I'm like, this
Yeah.
is a good game. It's so
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, one thing I like is that there's not a timer on your recommendation thing.
Yes. I
Like,
appreciate
because
that.
yeah, I do too. Because one of your questions that you were kind of like thinking, like that you put it on here was like, is it too grindy? And I don't think so because of the fact that there's no timer on there. And like you can kind of just like decide how long you want to take. Um, I do think that one of the downsides, just because I feel like we have Wax Poetic a lot, and I think it deserves it because it's a really great game. But one thing is, I do think there should be some sort of indication as to like how you're progressing. And there kind of isn't really besides the like stamps and the like quests that you're going through in your
Yeah.
journal. But there's really no, and I guess like time is passing, right? Like like your days are going by. But I would like to understand a little bit better as to like where I'm at in the game because this game's long. I don't think we mentioned this. When I looked up the time to beat, it's like 25 to 35 hours, which is wild. Like that's
Whoa.
yeah, and it's a lot.
Tiny
Like
Bookshop ain't tiny.
so there
Yeah.
there are times where I'm like, okay, like I want to I don't know for us that like to roll credits in Beats games, like I don't really know what the markers are of my progress. Like is it
Oh yeah, good point.
what's optional and what's not? Like I don't really know
What
that.
progresses the game, or is it just the time? Like, because
Yeah.
you can't pause time. You're going through a calendar. Like we start in summer. We're in autumn now. I assume. Like, I mean, you have the calendar. You keep up with it. That's the only thing that is sort of forcing you. We talk about the game doesn't have a counter, but it does have. It's a day system. So
Right.
if you miss out on something on one day like that, you've missed your chance.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it would be nice to sort of see how many years do we go through this? Like,
Yeah.
could you theoretically, you're going to have to get to an ending at some point, but do I finish the game in the right way? Like, I don't know what that looks like.
Interesting. Colemine said, I'm considering finishing the first year and calling it quits. Do you mean that like there's a clear like opportunity to end or like you personally are just going to put it down? Because I'd be curious to know for you, coal mines, because I know you spent a lot of hours in it. What is it for you that keeps you like engaged? Like what is it driving you? One of the things that I wanted to mention, I know we kind of touched on a couple different things there, but like for the atmosphere and for the locations, one thing that I really like that I just kind of started to unlock, there's some clues in your journal when you go to the locations.
I
And
haven't
there's
been
a
looking in that
little
at all.
you should look in there.
I
Coleman
don't
said just put
read.
it down. Okay, got it.
I'm
When you
not
go to the
reading
journal,
enough. I just pretend. I'm Moonlight. This is Moonlight. I know Moonlighter 2 is coming out for real, but this is Moonlighter 3 and it's me.
yeah.
I don't know anything about books, but I'm recommending them.
You should go and so your little journal where you can look at all the locations and the
Okay.
different quests that you have in the locations. There's little sticky notes in the journal for each location that has a little something in there. Um
Ah.
and if you kind of pay attention to that, you can, and I think someone alluded to this earlier, that if you buy certain items, it unlocks certain quests. Same kind of deal if you bring an item to a location and use it in that location, you can do certain things. So like there's one,
Give me an example. I want to hear it.
Okay, perfect.
If you have one. If you have
I
one.
do.
Ready.
I do.
Yeah,
have you unlocked the castle yet, Jerica?
No. Oh no, well I got the location, but I'm like, what's the point of this place?
There's a cannonball and a cannonball launcher there. And you can get the cannonball from someone and put it in the cannonball launcher and shoot it. And it does something else that you have to I don't know exactly what it does yet and what it unlocks, but on your journal it says like there's step 1, put the cannonball in the cannon. And it looks like it's just like a little like scribble, like you wrote it there just for fun. Definitely spend some time in the castle ruins.
Do you want to know like what happens? Because it's actually really funny.
I do. I'm fine with it.
I don't know yet. You can say it. Yeah.
Well, because I forgot that I had the cannonball. And I'm just like clicking everything. I was like, oh, what happened? So
you
later,
can tell it moves like when you click it.
I went to the waterfront, like where that Walt guy is again. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, look at this mess!" And he, like behind him, the thing, the cannonball like shot and crashed into. And he's like, "What?" He's like, "What happened? That thing's so dangerous." I was like, "Oh no!"
But it says like in the journal, it says
that hasn't happened to me because he's already pissed off at me.
You can get the cannonball back though, like so. Then you get so the cannonball might be for something else, but like that I did that and I was like, "Oh no!" So you have to clean it up.
That's so funny, man. This is cool. See, there's so much stuff. Like it seems to be pretty endless.
Yeah, and I think there's still more locations. Like a couple of the ones I've unlocked is the like recently I unlocked the university, which is a really cool one.
Yeah, it was back to school. Oh, I capitalized on those students. I got the coffee maker ready to go for them. I did. I knew it. I was like, I'm going to be here all week making my money off these kids.
Oh my gosh. I showed up on a weekend on accident. Like I went on a weekend and Tildy was like, why are you here? It's a weekend.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So like it matters like what days you go certain places.
Yeah.
Also the weather matters. Did you guys know that? The weather matters for your business success.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on a weekend and I didn't sell like basically anything, like only a couple things. And because Tildy was like, Bestie, you're here and it's a school and you're here on the weekend. And hold on, let me read the chat really quick. Coleman said, for me, the little character stories are what's driving my playthrough and I've finished most of them and not much else. So the game's slowing down for me. Okay, interesting. So you can kind of like conclude the character aspect of it all. I'm just so curious, like what actually ends the game. Coal Mines, are you also doing the little like quest in locations? So I used to think that like each location was kind of tied to a specific character, but not necessarily. Like they do kind of appear at different different places.
Yeah.
But I think my other favorite character is the like last one that you unlock, Moira, the little goth girly princess.
Yeah,
love her.
I met her.
She's really cool. Right now I'm working on a quest for her to decorate really creepily like my camper. Coleman said, I think I went on a weekend and I sold 4 books. Yeah. So that's what's fun too. Like tying it all back together. Like I feel like what makes this game so interesting and intriguing to me is like there's so many variables to what you're doing. And I love that about this game.
But it's never overwhelming. If anything, sometimes I wish I could speed up time, like when we are in the moment selling books and I just pay attention when I have someone like asking me a question. But it is perfect. I wouldn't even say now like it needs to be sped up. Like I think it's perfectly timed. I think these things that I'm triggering in the world, like the inflatable guy and the murder weapon, like if things like that keep getting triggered, and Kayla, back to your point, like what makes these things happen? Like, am I hitting these milestones to get said thing to happen? Like if that keeps happening so naturally and pretty often, like I'm going to keep being engaged. So according to Coal Mines though, maybe some of that stuff teeters off after a year. Like, I don't know what the loop is at that point. So
yeah, I think that's
or what
fair.
Makes you want to keep going? Are there more locations to unpack? Like, I wonder if your character even gets like an actual bookstore at some point. That'd be neat. But then it's sort of, you're not a tiny bookshop anymore. Maybe that's the sequel. That's what comes next. I don't know.
That's a good point. I have seen some people's playthroughs and they have like lots of bookshelves in there. Like a lot. Like 4
I really want to
or
get
5.
to that.
Coleman said, yes, I try to knock out the location quest as soon as possible, but some of them are boring and tedious, like sell X amount of books for 3 days straight. Yeah. Some of them are more boring. Some of them are more fun. Like I have a lot of quest for Klaus right now and his band. Have you played his cassette tape in your place yet?
You want to hear how I start every morning when I open up my bookshop? I hit play and it's like, and then like all these old people like during the morning, like they're showing up trying to buy books, and I'm like, and I have a little baby doll on the coffee table outside being real weird. Yeah, I'm like, I have to put that weird looking baby doll Kojima-esque thing right there. Yes.
Is Tiny Bookshop a Strand game?
Strand game. There's a baby. Needs a pod.
That's it. That's the tweet.
But
It's a Strand game. Well, I feel like I think most things we've covered. Like, Jerica, do you think that you'll keep playing this?
I think I will, truly. Like, I think this is one of those games because, like, in my head, I'm like, man, I wish this part was a little faster. I wish I could hit fast forward. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, does it really need that? Or is it just like a personal gripe I have with this game right now? I don't think it does, but I think the pace of this game is just the right speed for in between when I'm playing other things. So like if I just want to chill and relax, but I still want to play something, sometimes you're just not in the mood to play Hollow Knight. That's not the truth right now. I really want to play. But sometimes you're just sort of burnt out on what you've been playing. So like this is going to be I'm really bummed I didn't get it on the Switch because like this is the perfect Switch game.
I got it on Steam.
Yeah. I did too. I wish I might end up picking it up on the Switch just so I can play it.
One observation about the Switch version, because I got on the Switch because I was in the hospital. So one thing though, and I really wish they would add, I think they could do it. Like I don't want to say like, oh, game dev is easy, but in theory, I don't know what engine they're using. Because you have to control the whole thing with just the joysticks, and sometimes for some things like precision, like trying to click on certain objects or something, it's not the best. I wish I could tap. Like, why not? Can I, switch as a touchscreen? Why can't I just touch like I'm clicking like on a mouse, or even like kind of motion controls like a Wii or something? Because just using joystick only or controller only, not my favorite. And sometimes I wish like, I wish I had on the computer I could use a mouse. For the most part, you know how the gameplay loop is. It's not that big of a deal. And even stalking books is fine because you can hold the button and just kind of like zoom through it or whatever. But just, clicking on some environmental things sometimes, not the best.
I forgot that I actually...
he said, Colbine's actually just said they patched it today. They turned on the bouncing. Well, there you go.
Oh,
gotta check it.
Nice.
I have this...
They're making improvements.
Asus ROG Ally thing. So like, why in the hell am I not playing it on that? Like... What's wrong with me? But I wonder how it works with like touchscreen. Like I wonder if I could.
Well, that would probably be better if it lets you do that on the Asus thing.
It should. Yeah. So okay.
Nice.
We'll try it.
Yeah, I think for me, like I'm definitely gonna keep playing this. Again, like I still think this game was like made for me. Like genuinely. I do think like I have things that if I had to pick like my biggest critique, it would be that it was a little bit more story forward, a little bit more emphasis on the narrative and a way to understand your progress in the game. And I hope that we get that. I think it's definitely possible that more of that could shine through, but I would highly recommend this game. Like my stamp of approval is on it for book lovers and non-book lovers alike, but especially if you're a book lover, you would love this game. It's so in-depth.
Tapped into me. Like maybe there's some books in this library that I've seen that I'm like, maybe I need to read this. This sounds really cool. Or at least I need to read more manga in my life because I just like pictures. But manga's it's in this, or like we like to say, there's manga on my bookshelves.
There's manga in there.
There's some manga on my bookshelves. Come on over. But like it's definitely encouraged me to like be a little bit more involved. Like maybe I do want to read a book.
Yeah, and I think like we mentioned earlier, just tying it back to this though, like I do love the diverse in every sense of the word books in this game. Like there's graphic novels, there's kids books, there's no a lot of nonfiction, there's travel guides, there's recipe books, there's all of these different kinds of books from different people from different walks of life highlighting different things. And there's people asking for those like specific niches. Like I think it's very intriguing, and I've added a lot of these to my TBR, my to be read shelf. One other thing, Heroic said, funny y'all went into this thinking it would be a 1 to 2 week game, but it is huge. Yeah, who would have thought? But
Tiny
don't worry,
Bookshop, it's big.
long bookshop, long man
big
bookshop.
bookshop.
Yeah, that's kind of like my final review. I think that this is a very endearing and vast game that is cozy, but also very engaging. I think there's a lot to it. And I think if you are a cozy gamer who loves books, then this is right up your alley for sure.
I think for what it is, it's a completely wet roll in my book. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Truly, like I am for what it is. Like for the game, like it checks all the boxes for a great sim management game in my book. No pun intended. Yeah. Didn't do that on purpose. So good. 5 out of 5 for me.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, that's our official JK Games video game book club review for Tiny Bookshop. And
my book bookshop trailer is covered in butter. It's so wet. It's greasy. People are gonna be sliding out of there.
We'll definitely keep you updated on as we progress. Is Tildy, does she have a successful hip replacement? Who's to say?
She probably stabbed that machine or that inflatable person machine too hard and hurt her hip.
Well, I think that we should give them a little something to leave on, Jerica. Do you want to do the grandiose reveal? We've got a couple of housekeeping things that we want to talk about. But what does the next few weeks look like for JK Games Video Game Book Club and beyond?
Next week, we're taking an episode break, so we won't be live and on the air, but you can find me at Respawning Fire, Affable Idiots, also their channel. I missed Drop In Drop Out's Expedition 33 spoiler cast, but I will be joining them. I was asked to come on, so would love for y'all to find me there. If y'all want to talk about, if you're like Jordan, want to talk about Metroid and Expedition 33 all the time, then that's where I'll be joining on the fun. And then the week after, me and Josh are playing a game that he found, and I'm really excited to talk about it. Why is my camera doing this? Did you see it?
Haunted,
it got really bright again. I don't know why it's doing that. Josh, what's that title again? I don't have the name memorized yet.
Whisper something.
There we go.
It's something about whispering. What is it?
I don't know.
Look, this is so funny because we just found it today.
We just found it.
It was on Steam Next Fest. Whisper of the House. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Whisper of the House. So we're gonna dive into that because there's some interesting information and conversation to be had about the game that's pretty intriguing to me. So, and then the game just looks, I'm all in for it. It sounds like a good time and something short and sweet. So that's next week or week after next. I'm so sorry. And then the next big game that we are adding to the book club is one that Kayla is obviously just salivating for. There's spit all over her face. And what game are we going to talk about when you get back, Kayla?
Guys, I've finally success. Who would have thought that I could convince Jerica to play 2 games in a row, sort of, that are right up my skirt and alley? Yes,
Skirt alley.
Skirt alley. We are playing, drumroll, Titanfall 2 as our next official video game book club. Woo! Yeah. You guys know. We teased it. We kind of talked about it a little bit. We kind of briefly touched on it and considered it for this, but Jerica has never played Titanfall. You might be wondering, why are we playing 2? If you're not a Titanfall lore knower, the first one was multiplayer only. So there's not a story to follow. And sadly, those servers are no longer online. So you also cannot even play that. But Titanfall 2 has a fantastic story. It's pretty short. It's only like 7 to 10 hours, depending on what you do. So we'll probably have it be 2 separate episodes. May have a special guest on as well, and may have a little gift from someone in the community to show off as well. Who's to say? But we're very excited to talk about it. If you want to play it along with us, you can go ahead and start now if you want, a few weeks ahead of time. If you need a little bit more time, a little bit slower pace.
Whoa. There's some drama happening here in the chat. Blaster Goblin, you hate Titanfall 2? Apparently, the other night, just the other day, like just going off on it, super out of nowhere. Very weird that he hates it so much.
I'm intrigued.
Mr. Hawks, like, I don't know where you got, this information. Was it something you witnessed? Because I believe you.
Is this recorded live?
Blaster Goblin is a goblin. I mean, it's in his name, so we gotta be careful.
There's no Tony Hawk in
It is weird how I would say that out of nowhere.
Ban him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm very excited to talk through this with you. I know it's a couple weeks away, but I'm going to go ahead and get my playthrough my multiple like rerun playthrough on. And we'll catch you guys then. To be sure, again, like I'm going to drop the link in the chat to follow Respawn Aim Fire on YouTube to be able to see Jerica live on next Monday. Do you know the time, Jerica? That's before we go live normally.
They usually start an hour before us, so I bet it's help me do math and time zones, Kayla.
It should be 8 p.m. EST. Then
there we go. That's probably the time. And fun because if you ever hear me talk about Destiny, I play Destiny with half of that squad over there. So very cool. It's my Destiny crew.
Fun.
So it should be fun conversation.
Yeah, Blaster Goblin defends himself and says that was slander.
No. Well, maybe we have a trial at some point. Get a lawyer involved, and we'll get some facts straight here.
Same lawyer that defended Jerica for Shimmer.
Yeah, I got them on speed dial. So
yeah, He'll be there for sure. Well, guys, thank you for listening to us talk about Tiny Bookshop and give you our official stamp of approval and review from the Video Game Book Club. Be sure to check us out next time. Follow us on social so you can be part of the conversation. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
This is me reading the book.
Oh, wait. Yeah. I mean, I don't have one right here.